stick, let it blow. Had that shit on them down. Hey, this that take them back to service time. This that all praise to Jehovah when we.
What's up? What's up? Woo! Come on, baby. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. What's up? Just up in the lab.
I used to be there, but wanted the world, but losing my soul with nothing to gain. I called in Jehovah to give me a sign, and that very night my soul was saved. Okay, hey, 2024 summertime, it's a hot one. Flame a demon with that heat, like it's hot ones. Whoa, they don't want to smoke with me.
Man,
they don't want to see my.
Tell you, man. Shout out to Matthew Plant, man. Shout out to Matthew Plant. MATTHEWPLANTE. If y'all ain't copped this Matthew Plant so far this summer, y'all don't understand what you're missing to. He's producing bangers this summer, man. I know I normally start off my live with doing the back up. But guess what, man? In fact, give me a second. I got to... One of my best friends went ahead and told me there's something I need to go ahead and do. And I'm going to do that, man, so that everyone knows that I'm live, man. Give me just a second, everyone. Anyways, this is H.D. Rhodes, man. And just coming live and direct from the studio, man. We just in here making it happen, having a good time. Just got done recording my second episode for Give Me the Money. And I got a treat for you. Just got done interviewing an entrepreneur up here in Vancouver, BC, Canada. And when you guys are able to go ahead and literally hear her testimony about how, she was able to come to the Lord, how she was able to go ahead and go from, being in the urban inner city, being a hustler in the urban inner city, to being able to get married, to being able to have her first child, to losing it all. And after working hard with her baby's daddy, they built up and they had up literally what would have been over $2.4 million in 2025. It was 20 years ago. It was over $650,000 in the bank. Lost it all, lost her baby's daddy, had to start all over again from the ground up, all the way to build it back up to where, man, when you hear her story, I'm telling you, you're going to be like, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it. And I'm going to tell you, man, because you know what? In the Bible, there's a word, and the word of God says that all things are possible to those who believe. See, what's impossible with man is possible with God. And the whole point of this platform in which, we just got done going ahead and doing our second interview for Give Me the Money. The whole point of that podcast is to be able to encourage you that I don't care what you've been through. I don't know who needs to be able to hear this, but guess what? If you're still breathing, you woke up today, God's not done with you, man. And so, you know what? It's H.D. Rhodes, and it's time for us to go ahead and talk about the number one business opportunity of 2025. And before I go ahead and do that, I got to turn this music up real quick, man. Check out this song by Matthew Plant. Come on, drop the beat one more time now. Come on now. Don't be shy.
Wow. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Lucy been a cow. Pull up with a sword like a stick. Let it blow.
What? Man, I've always wanted to do that, man. Anyways, man, it's H.D. Rhodes, man. Let's go ahead and get to business, man. I'm done with the podcast for today so we can move this mic. And you know what? It's just me and you. And what I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about is the number one business platform in 2025. And you go, H.D., why is it you want to talk to us about the number one business platform, the number one business opportunity in 2025? And then for one answer, I got to say it. Why? Because guess what? That's why God sent you here. He said, H.D., how you going to say that? Look, man, when's the last time you had an opportunity to be introduced to a business platform that was solely created with you in mind? You know, H.D., what do you mean with you in mind? Look, God bless you with gifts. And if you've been following me anytime over the last 4 weeks, you know there's one story I like to tell a lot. And it's the story of the talents of Midas. And see, in the story of the talents of Midas in the book of the Holy Gospel, which I call the Word of God in the Bible, there's a story where there's this rich man. And before he left to go out of town on a trip, he went ahead and took a significant amount of his money. And they called them talents. You got to Google to find out how much a talent is. But guess what? I like to talk about talents like it's a gift. So what happens is he left 5 talents with one of his servants. He left 2 talents with another one of his servants. He left 1 talent with his third servant. Now, when he came back from his trip, he came back expecting to see what his servants did with these gifts, this talent, with this money, with this currency that he blessed them with. Now, when he went to the one who he gave 5, his servant came back and said, Master, before you left, you gave me 5 talents, and I'm returning to you the original 5, plus I was able to go ahead and earn 5 more. He said, well done, my faithful servant. The second servant came up to him and said, Master, before you left, before you went out of town, you gave me 2 talents, and now I'm returning your 2 talents, but I was also able to go ahead and bring you another 2 talents more. He said, well done, my faithful servant. Now the third servant came up and he said, Master, before you left, you brought me 1 talent, and I buried it because he said, I know that, you know what, you're a strong master. He said, I know that you're a terrifying master. He said, I know that you reap what you ain't sow, and you sow what you ain't reap. And he said, so I buried the talent. And the master said, you wicked and slothful servant. If you were at least smart, you could have at least taken the talent and gave it to the money changers. He said you could have gone and took this money and even put it in a bank where I could have got it with interest. But because you haven't, he said, take this talent that I gave you and you did nothing with it, and I'm going to give it to the one who have found, who brought me 5 more. Now, what's the moral of the story is? The point is God made every one of you, okay? He made every individual one of you, and he made you wonderful creation of him. He created you so wonderful that guess what? He said he made you perfect, so wonderful, so beautiful. He put so much talent inside you. And what happened is you were born into this world and you were brainwashed and educated to think that there's something missing in you. But God already told you, you are wonderfully and perfectly made. And what I'm here to tell you is there's a gift that he put deep in you that society and this world has just pushed down and buried. And guess what? A lot of people are praying for answers to the Lord. They said, Lord, man, the economy's changing. Lord, technology is changing. Lord, business is changing. They said, Lord, I need help. And guess what? God answered that prayer. He sent a lady all the way from Indiana who was an English teacher. Hello, man, Miss Megan Lynch. And Miss Megan Lynch, man, she was working as a teacher, and she has a heart of gold, man. And what she did is she was going, you know what, man? She goes, there's a lot of youth up in the school where I'm teaching at this high school, and I don't like the fact that when some of the youth are coming into my classroom, they're sad, they're depressed, and guess what? They're just not focused. And so as a teacher and being a mom, as a single mom of 2 children, you know, she's compassionate. She spoke with these children and started finding out that some of the things that were disturbing this classmate and this particular student and that student was the life that they were leaving behind to come to school every day in the inner city. Because the cartels, because the drug gangs, hello, because the shootings, because of the drive-by, hello, because of the drug overdoses and their relatives, their aunties, their uncles, their neighbors are dying on the street. And it was affecting their focus in school. And so she decided that, you know what, she was going to go ahead and be part of the solution, not just sit there and pass these kids along and be part of the problem. She wasn't just going to settle and let them go from the pipeline of elementary school to middle school to high school to the prison. She said, you know what, she's going to go ahead and use the God-given gift that she has been blessed with to be able to teach. And she's going to now start teaching that these kids who are in the inner city have an opportunity for entrepreneurship. Hello? Entrepreneurship. Hello? To be able to take this skill set that they're learning out there in the urban inner city and to be able to give them a product that's honest, a product that's legal, a product that's moral. And she started teaching them entrepreneurship outside of what she's getting paid for in school. She started an after-school program with her womb mate, her twin sister, Reagan. Now, Reagan Lynch, Reagan Lynch, ooh-wee. You talk about a dynamo. She has the organizational skills to keep an entire corporation put together behind the scenes. She's like the COO of COOs. She's not only a COO of COOs, she's a powerful networker. Hello. And you can understand why I said this in a minute. Because as the two of them were working this program, after school program, and they went ahead and together, they put together this grant. They wrote a grant for $100,000. In the midst of writing this grant for $100,000, it got approved. And not only did it get approved, after it got approved, they were waiting to be able to bless the children in their school with this grant so that they could now be able to stop selling just shirts and hats, but they were able to start upgrading products where they're going to be able to teach these kids from root level, how boots on ground, grassroots level. She was going to teach these high school children entrepreneurship. So they don't have to sell drugs in the street. They don't got to sell their body in the street. They don't even have to use their cell phones to go ahead and sell their soul. Through OnlyFans. And you know what that school did? School took that $100,000 and they went ahead and divided it up between the band, divided it up between basketball uniforms, football equipment. And when she came looking to get that money so that she could go ahead and start working more with these kids after school so they would have hope, they would be able to now take their dreams and to be able to learn how to monetize it legally instead of selling their soul on the street, selling drugs, selling their body, selling themselves to OnlyFans. Their dream was squashed because the money was no more. And so she went ahead and talked to the school district, and she went ahead and talked to those who were in charge. And they said, you know what, the money's gone. They don't want to talk no more. She keeps bringing it up. She's going to have to look for a new job, and she did. She went into direct sales network marketing industry. First company she went to was TLC. Guess what? You know what? Like a lot of people, first time you start anything, you're going to get up, you're going to fail, you're going to get up and fail, you're going to get up and you're going to fail. You got to get up again if you really want to win. If you really got a joke, if you really got a goal, if you're really serious about being able to make a difference. And she did. She was only making $17 a month in that company, but she didn't quit. On to the next company, on to the next company. After 3 or 4 companies, she was able to go ahead and link up with a company in which was basically teaching people about Forex. And guess what she met? She met the perfect mentor. That mentor was making over $45 million a year. And she went ahead and had her big goal. She had her dream. She wanted to teach entrepreneurship to these inner city kids who were dependent on her because she was the teacher who was showing them that their dream's going to be possible, legal, honest, and moral. And you know what? She went ahead and had a dream. And guess what else she had? She had that work ethic. But the third and most important thing that most people don't understand you got to have if you're going to work with a multimillionaire is she was coachable and teachable. Now, Megan Lynch was not only coachable and teachable, but she was coachable and teachable to the point where she started making millions of dollars a year. And she was able to go and snatch out some of those other teachers who were single moms, some of those other teachers who were only making $40,000, $50,000 a year, and they'd be able to help them to be able to duplicate what she did and help them become millionaires. Now, fast forward 8 years later, she's launching this platform, okay, which is called VYB, Visualize Your Breakthrough. But this is a platform that was originally the concept that she was going to go ahead and teach those students in that after-school program called Save Our Sons, or SOS. And guess what? What Megan did is she never forgot about her original dream. And so as she went looking to launch this platform with those youth in the inner city in mind, her and her roommate, her twin sister, Reagan Lynch, Reagan and her, they networked out there. They went ahead and networked with some of the most successful people that they were able to work in business with over the last 8 years. And they were able to go ahead and draw the attention, of a Mr. Andre Russell. Andre Russell has made hundreds of millions of dollars in the technology field. Come on. And he went ahead and he put together what you guys are about to see is going to launch this Monday. He put together the most incredible bones, and he put the sunu in the blood, and he put the plasma, he put the ligaments, he put the cartilage, he put the tissues of this online platform together from a technology standpoint. This man's almost a billionaire, but he linked up with the Reagan and Megan Lynch to be able to create a platform that's going to allow you to be able to go from start in step 1 to done, whatever your dreams are, whatever your goals are, whatever you want to sell. You might want to sell merch, hats, T-shirts, sweatshirts. You might be like my best friend, Jerome Majette. Jerome Majette not only is launching his clothing line on VYB, Man, he already got over 150 to 200 designs. Man, just wait till you see his legend-made products. Man, he be sending me pictures, and I be sitting up there like, man, I'm like, dude, I got to get hats to match some of these shirts. Next thing you know, a week ago, he starts sending me matching hats to go with his gear. Come on, man. You don't hear what I'm telling you. This is an opportunity, man, for you to live your dreams. Be able to go ahead and monetize your goals, your vision. Maybe you're a content creator who performs music like Matthew Plant. Man, Matthew Plant, man, I'm talking about a story, man, that's so dear to my heart. Man, I remember it's literally just 1 month ago that I was blessed to be able to baptize him, April 24th. The next day we went to church. The Lord told me to pray and ask for the Holy Spirit to come upon him. I did. And next thing you know, he hit the boots ground running. 52 singles uploaded on a platform later. He went from making $100 a day in a homeless shelter. Hello, just creating beats and selling them online, to after he dropped his music, he went from $100 a day to $150 a day to $200 a day. And I remember it was in a matter of 2 to 3 weeks. I was saying, he's like, HD, guess what? Man, I just made over $970 something in one day. And then I remember we get in the call, man. He's like, HD, man, this radio station is asking me permission to be able to play my music, man. I was just sitting there like, man, this God that we serve is just so faithful, man. And to think that our platform hadn't even opened up, I was just telling my friends, and we were just telling them, hey, man, you got to check out Matthew Plant, MattheWPlante. Man, he's fire. And I sent that information, and Jerome Majet went ahead and listened, and Jerome sent it to his friends, and then we started playing it on here. Next thing you know, Jerome goes, HD, Diesel, because that's what Romy Rome calls me. He says, Diesel, tell Matthew to take 10 of those tracks and put them together on an album and to drop it for $10. Matthew Plant, Plante, coachable and teachable, big dream, work hard, talking about someone who put together all their music, sent up here, put the music together, recorded it, edited, made videos for it, all on his phone. What, in a homeless shelter? Man, Jerome gave me that. I told him he did it. Guess what happened the next week? He dropped his first album, Hot Cry Summer, and he had between 250 to 500 downloads day one at $10. That was $2,500 to $5,000. And you go, HD Rhodes. Why are you bringing that up? Because this is what I'm trying to talk to you about today. Imagine a platform that's going to teach you to go from step one to done. And I spelled done, R-I-C-H. Imagine a platform that's going to have content creators, entrepreneurs, and educators to be able to take whatever goals and dreams you have and to help you polish it, to be able to help you brand it, to be able to help you market it. And guess what? If maybe you're don't even know what your gift is and you just want to learn how to be successful, guess what? We got a Success University. And you know what we call that Success University? VYB Global. Oh, I'm sorry. I misspoke. It's Vibe Volt. You got to forgive me, man. I've been in the studio, man, going on 3 hours. But Vibe Volt. Now, you go a volt. Now, think about what a volt is. You got to have that right combination, right? Depending on what kind of safe you have. But when you open up Vibe Volt, inside there, you got not content creators. You got educators. I'm talking about educators for anything from investing to money. And in fact, you got this one educator named Barnaby, who he literally helped build the e-commerce platform in Australia. He's literally a billionaire. He's literally bringing an AI, course that he built to teach people DeFi, crypto, Forex, NFTs, everything that has to do with DeFi money. Currency. If you want to literally learn how to be able to make anywhere from 100, 200, 1,000, 3,000, 300,000, $1 million from your cell phone, that's the class to take right there, man. Because this man knew about Bitcoin when it was 20 cents. Yeah, I'm going to let that one sink in. If y'all go online, you know how much Bitcoin is right now. I told you this man's almost a billionaire. He's like the number 16th ranked person in the world when it comes to trading Ethereum. And he went ahead and he's bringing a program in which he created himself using AI and the technology called C-Fire, which stands for crypto is fire. And he brought it to this platform, a billionaire, just to be able to teach you everything money. But we don't stop there. We got other teachers, man. We got a teacher in here who, you know what? He owned his own mortgage company. He owned his own real estate company. He's made tens of millions of dollars, and he's bringing his know-how here to be able to teach you. Hello, man, you talk about Forex. We got a gentleman by the name of Courtney Logan. Courtney Logan has made hundreds of millions of dollars. This man is literally only 14, he's one of 14 people in all of the United States of America who has this particular financial degree. He studied in Oxford. You understand what I'm saying? He's made hundreds of millions of dollars, and he's taken his know-how, in which he spent the last year working with a scientist, a technology scientist, to be able to create this AI training program to not only teach you how to trade Forex, but to also trade for you based off of what your particular trading plan is. And they even have the safety net so you don't lose all your money. Come on, man. When I said it's a school of money, I wasn't joking, man. We even got educators who are going to teach you emotional intelligence. They're going to go ahead and be able to train you to be able to think like a millionaire. Man, that's huge. Because I remember 30 years ago when I was being mentored by a multimillionaire by the name of Joe McD. He goes, H.D. Rhodes, let me tell you something. He said, you want to be a millionaire? I said, you bet you, Joe. He said, well, to be a millionaire, H.D., you got to think like a millionaire. You got to speak like a millionaire. And he goes, you know how to do that? I said, no. And I was like this. I was on the edge of my seat, and we were sitting next to each other, side by side in a Porsche 911 twin turbo. You understand what I'm saying? In front of an office building that was his, because he had 25 branches of Q Point Mortgage in Seattle, Washington, and he was a vice president of Cascade Bank. So when He's like my cousin's son. When he went ahead and called me, I got him on the phone with Jerome when I was so excited, and Jerome was telling him all about it. He said, look, let me go and give you some free game. He said, you make money every time you're going over to these people's houses and you're sitting up there detailing their Mercedes, their Audis, hello, their Jaguars, come on. He said, yeah. He said, you got you one of them affiliate accounts? He goes, no, what's that? He said, man, you need to go on and call the company that you're getting all these products and brushes and the soaps and the cleaners and stuff from, that shine stuff. Call them, tell you want to go ahead and create, guess what, an affiliate account. He goes, what am I going to do that? He said, then you're going to come over here to VYB, and we're going to go ahead and create you a website, and we're going to help you brand yourself. And then you need to go and get some merch. So you're going to go ahead to VYB Styles, who's going to go ahead, and they have 40,000 square foot warehouse to be able to make your merch for you. Hello. They're going to make your website. They're going to have this platform where you have over 40,000 square foot warehouse to make your merch. He said, guess what? Then you're going to go ahead and they're going to put your label, the brand in which you created through them, and you're going to be able to now also sell your merchandise, advertise in your mobile detailing shop, and then you're going to go back to VYB Global, where the other entrepreneurs and content creators are now creating value-added courses, and you're going to go ahead and call your course a DIY, do-it-yourself, teach them how to be able to shine their own cars, wash their own cars, be able to use the same products you are to be able to get what you're doing professionally. He goes, well, why would I do that? Then I have competition. No. You do that in Alabama. People in the Gump ain't driving all the way to northern Alabama, son. And guess what? People in Tennessee, people up in New York, but guess what? We're in 160 countries around the world. And now you have an opportunity to get paid when you're not even working. By uploading these courses, people in 160 countries are going to be able to learn how to buy the same products you are, and you're going to get monetized because you got an affiliate account. You're going to have your link that they're going to go on your website and order the products that they see you using, and you're going to go on and charge them what you want. Charge them what? $20 for the course for the month. Now, guess what? With 7 million eyeballs, because you got 73,000 entrepreneurs who signed up for this before we launched this coming this Monday. Hello? And I guarantee you, as business owners, they have at least 100 customers. Now, with 7 million people, you don't think there's at least 1,000 people who want to learn how to be able to get that professional clean for their Audi, their Rolls Royce, for their Bentley? Hello. For their Mercedes, for their Jaguar, for their Honda, for their Hyundai, for their Kia. So if there's 1,000 people who signed up for that course and he was only charging $20 for them to be able to watch that course and learn that and to be able to then go and get that product in which he's going to monetize that, man, Jerome gave him multiple income streams. The merch, hello. The DIY course, hello. The do-it-yourself course, hello. You understand what I'm saying? That's what VYB is all about. VYB is all about helping you learn to monetize your dreams and your goals and to give you the training, hello, to give you the technology, the mentorship. They even have VYB Success University where they're going to be able to help, put you around people who are going to tell you what books to read, and they're going to have a library for success and allow you to be able to learn, to be able to think like a millionaire. Like I said, Joe McGee told me 30 years ago, if you want to be a millionaire, you got to speak like a millionaire, think like a millionaire. He goes, how are you going to do that? You got to read like a millionaire. They're going to give you all this, but just not that. They also have something called VYB Spotlight. Come on, man. They're going to have you do a 30-second elevator's pitch in which you're going to literally be able to record your name, your location, tell everybody about your business, your product, and your service, and it's going to be a digital magazine that's going to be able to go through 160 countries around the world. You talk about visibility, man, that's better than going to the county fair. Hello? And then you could take that same 30-second spotlight and now download it and go on and take it to your local chamber of commerce and be like, yeah, this is my business right here. Come on. You can now take that same spotlight, take it to Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. You understand what I'm talking about? This platform is all about you. Their product is your success, man. They want to help you go from where you are now to where your dreams and goals are, up in the stars, man. And that's their platform. That is literally the base of their platform. And if you need money, they got VYB Ventures where they're going to be taking the show on the road, teaching people and educating people all about entrepreneurship. And you're going to have an opportunity to be able to sit in front of multi-millionaires and billionaires and be able to pitch them your business plan and your business product just like you are at Shark Tank or Dragon's Den. If I said nothing else, man, you guys right there should be like, HD, I heard all I need to know. HD, I already DM'd you. All I'm looking for is that link so I know where to be able to get this information to go ahead and bring my business, my product, and my service, my music, my merch, so I can go ahead and have that visibility you're talking about. And that's great. So guess what? So far, all I talked about is one income stream. Now, if that's all you're looking for, whether to get that success education or to be able to learn how to go ahead and take your business from step 1 to done, and I spell done, R-I-C-H, well, then you know what? I appreciate you being able to tune in today, okay? Now, the next part of my conversation is for those individuals who, you know what, they're looking for, you know what, a way to be able to make more money, and they love sales. For those people who might already be connected to network marketing, and they love being able to build a sales team, a sales force, this part of the conversation is now for them. So if you're just a content creator, if you're just someone who's a student, content creator, educator, entrepreneur, I've already talked to you, man. I'll go ahead and answer your DMs as soon as I go ahead and I'm finished with this, okay? But now I want to talk to those people who like network marketing and direct sales. The reason is because direct sales and network marketing is the most efficient way to move product to market. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because this is what corporate America and corporate Canada has already proven. Why? Because the money used to be in the ground of the agricultural age. But as they went to the Industrial Revolution and they built the factories, as all the money started going into corporate America, billionaires were created. Okay. And when they went ahead and did this, because of technology, the steam engine, the railroad, they're able to go ahead and move products and services from the East Coast to the West Coast and back and forth. And as Ford went ahead and invented the cars, and we had, you know what? You had the Motor Cities up there in Detroit, Michigan. Motown Town, that area, right? As the automobile industry continued to grow, they went from the Model T Fords to the pickup trucks to the semi trucks, which enabled them to be able to ship products through that Highway 66 more than once a day. Now, as they started to streamline the distribution system of that corporate pyramid, because y'all always worried about pyramids, but you don't got a problem working for a CEO who makes more money than everybody else below him. You don't have a problem with the fact that you start off at a company, you make the least amount of money than anyone else, and you can never make more money than anyone ahead of you. Unless they die, they get fired, or they leave their job. But you don't think that's a pyramid. In fact, the only thing that makes a job legal is the fact that they got a product and service being exchanged for currency. Now, unlike that, guess what? In direct sales, guess what? The person on top don't always make all the money. Why? Because if the people down here work harder than the people anywhere in between them and the owner of the company, guess what? They're the ones who make the more money. Now, I don't know what you call it, but I call that fair. Because guess what? If I'm sitting up here busting my butt and I'm working harder than someone and someone else is putting in 2 hours a day and I'm working 10 hours a day and I'm bringing more value to my company than that person, I don't care about seniority. I care about results. I expect to get paid for that. And if that makes sense to you, then guess what? That's why a lot of people go the direct sales route, especially those middle managers who got laid off when they went from the Industrial Revolution to streamline distribution. As these companies got leaner and meaner, they started first in the middle of the corporations, laying off a lot of these middle managers. A lot of these people who had these gated houses in the community, in the gated communities, a lot of these people who were part of, these country clubs, a lot of these people who had the beautiful homes and all that, who weren't in the top executive positions at these companies got laid off. But those people were smart. They were highly educated. A lot of them had business degrees and stuff. And what happened is they went to start working with the direct sales companies because they understood that these direct sales companies had a strategy that they were going to start selling long distance MCI, Marbell. They also knew they were going to start going ahead and selling nutrition, Amway, Melaleuca. They knew they were going to start selling makeup, Mary Kay, Avon. And guess what? These business entrepreneurs knew that they know how to build a sales force, and these companies in direct sales were going to pay them according to how big they grew that sales force and how much product they were able to move from the manufacturer to the end user who was a customer. And so they put together a 2 to 5 year plan. You've seen a lot of these people in corporate America slowly started migrating to direct sales, and they started retiring. Instead of being on a 40-40 plan, they started retiring on a 2 to 5 year plan. And they started teaching other people how to retire on a 2 to 5 year plan. And that's the reason why, guess what? Direct sales and network marketing became so popular in North America. Now, what happened is we already passed that age. Now, we went from that to the dot-com era. And in the dot-com era, we've seen people like Jeff Bezos who said, you know what, I'm going to start my own business in my own garage, and I'm going to start selling books. And most people would have laughed. Can you imagine his friends be like, Jeff Bezos over here said he's going to start selling books out of his garage. Man, he said he's going to start selling more books than Barnes & Noble, who's been around for 50 years in a brick and mortar company, more books than Chapters Indigo. But guess what? 10 years later, what happened? 20 years later, what happened? He went and he created Amazon to not only be one of the #1 book distributors, cell phone, technology, clothing, health and beauty products. Man, come on. You understand what I'm saying? I even watched the college basketball March Madness on Amazon Prime. That means Jeff Bezos is even not only competing in all those industries, he's competing with the cable and Netflix. Hello. And what's that? That shows you the power of technology. If you're at the right place at the right time and you're looking at what's going on with the trends economically and the trends with technology, and you get at the right place at the right time, you're like a professional surfer, and you're going to get on that wave and be able to ride that wave to profitability, just like Jeff Bezos. And guess what? That's what happened to a lot of these content creators. I'm a Kaiser not, man, you got these people sitting up here, these TikTok people, these YouTube people who are content creators who are now influencers, and they're influencing people at the tune of they have 100,000 subscribers to 500,000 subscribers to millions of subscribers. And so guess what? Major corporations said instead of paying LeBron James and Tom Brady and man, what's her name? Beyonce and Jay-Z, these billions of dollars to advertise our products, man, we're going to start investing half of these billions of dollars in advertising, start giving it to these influencers. Why? Because more people are on these TikTok and this social media than are watching TV and watching these sports today. Hello. And so guess what? That was a new industry where guess what? If you missed out on it, you don't have to, man. At least now you know. Come to VYB and learn how to become a podcaster. Come to VYB and learn how to be able to go viral, taking Jerome Majet's class on what? Attraction marketing. Why? Because right now the social media revolution is huge. But there's one more trend that's getting ready to take over, and it's AI. And AI is supposed to be taking over a lot of people's jobs. I used to think, oh man, that's just paranoia, man. That's just crazy talk. But then I talked with one of my good friends who's a multimillionaire. He has a master's degree in technology and in business. And he was telling me he came out of retirement. I was shocked. I'm like, man, I thought you made enough money with these contracts, working with these realtors, and you were going ahead and you were helping them to be able to help create their subdivisions and all that to retire. He goes, yeah, I did, H.D., but I came out of retirement because I had an offer I couldn't refuse. And he told me about it. And he told me how he started working with these major corporations, and he's able to take his skill set for technology, and he's helping them to be able to go ahead and create a communication path, because he said a lot of the people who actually built the infrastructure for their communication on these major corporations, that they were working with a lot of these technology people who were kind of rogue. So say if they're on the East Coast and they were creating a code and it was for building one, it'd be BDG1. But then down on the West Coast, they were saying that if they're doing a building, it was BD1. Now then down in the Deep South, it was just B1. Can you imagine if you're trying to pull records and you're trying to find out the profitability, because to run a successful business, it's based off of your profits minus your expenses equals your revenue, and now you can't even have computer systems that communicate. Could you imagine trying to upgrade your business internationally, so that you can go ahead and now include AI to be able to replace a lot of jobs so that your business is more efficient, so you're able to meet the quarterly earnings? But guess what? Your system isn't able to communicate in all the different countries that you've expanded to. Well, that's what he's doing right now with his company. He's making millions of dollars to be able to connect it. And in the next 18 to 24 months, once it's connected, he already told me they're interviewing people at every job to find out, well, what do you do and why are we paying you? And then he has these AI robots that they're creating. He has this AI program that's creating bots to replace these people's jobs. Now, if that ain't enough for you to go like, HD, you talked about the 4 income drains, you talked about the trends, and now you're talking about AI taking over 80% of the people's jobs. So wouldn't it make sense to be able at all times in history to start looking at the dreams and goals, the gifts that God's put in your heart, and look for a platform that for less than $300 a month is going to allow you to be able to make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month? Or maybe you're fine with just making tens of tens of thousands of dollars a month, whatever your dream and goal is. But it only makes sense for the price that you would have your own chat GPT. You'll be able to have your own website builder, your own platform to be able to host meetings like Zoom, your own platform. I don't know, the price that you spend on a pack of cigarettes or going out to eat twice a month. For the price of those little things you spend, you could be running a business here online, learning how to monetize yourself to be able to set yourself free and to be able to be one of those people, you see in the movies where they got a nice little picture right up there, a great-great-great-grandma, great-great-great-granddaddy, like the Carnegies, the Millens, the Gates, the Bezos, hello, Rockefellers, hello, the DuPonts. You could go ahead and invest in your children's future. Like the Bible says, a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. And go ahead and you go, I'm going to earmark this $300. Or maybe I'm going to earmark $150 a month to go to this financial university and learn how to make hundreds of dollars and thousands of dollars from my phone, learning Forex, crypto, NFTs. And then with that money, I'm going to go ahead and put together my business plan, and I'm going to go through VYB to get my branding and my marketing and to be able to go ahead and build whatever my business product is at VYB Styles. Hello. And then I'm going to let VYB spotlight me. Hello. And then I'm going to learn marketing from Jerome Majet's. Hello. Attraction marketing course. And then I'm going to go get, and take everything they taught and I'm going to put it on every platform there is. I would say that's pretty smart. Okay.